Hello, my name is Mirna Marquez, and this is my Growth as a Leader presentation. First, we will be starting off with my personal SWOT analysis, which also stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat analysis. We will begin with my background, a little bit about myself. I currently work for the Aurora Public Schools District, which is part of the education system. And my role is to maintain order in my front office, and that also includes interacting with students as they arrive to school, as well as parents whenever they have questions or concerns regarding their child's education. Some strengths that I have revolving my current profession include my energy and my strength to activate others. I'm also very good at my basic counseling skills. I enjoy interacting with people, kids, staff, parents, of all ages and of all origins and backgrounds. Another strength of mine is my cultural competence. I am Hispanic myself, and I am very culturally aware of those around me who may have similarities such as my own, but also aware of any differences that they have based on their culture and their personal beliefs. Another strength of mine includes creating connections. That kind of ties into being aware of others' differences, as well as a strength in finding equality for all. That is a big strength of mine. I do truly believe in treating people the way you want to be treated, which also kind of corresponds with equality and treating others the way you want to be treated. Let's move on to my weaknesses. Some of my weaknesses, of course, would include burnout and overload. I am human, just like you, and we tend to overwork ourselves, overload ourselves sometimes, especially in the human services field, which is what I am pursuing. Another weakness of mine would have to do with credit. I am huge on making sure that those who come up with the ideas, those who are the ones taking action, are the ones who are being truly accredited for their work. And a weakness, I say that's a weakness of mine because I tend to want to do everything for everyone. However, like I mentioned before, I am only human, and it can get a bit overwhelming when I don't allow others to take credit and do the work. Another weakness I'd say is being disorganized. I am working on it. I truly am working on it. However, that is something that I find as a big weakness of mine. However, once I get that kind of situated and handled, I know that that is one less thing that I will have to worry about. And finally, procrastination. I am a master at procrastinating. However, I know that it is something I need to work on, and by working on it, it will only help me improve as a leader. And let's move forward to opportunities. Some opportunities that I have immediately after pursuing my education at CSU Global is securing my bachelor's degree. I am first generation, which is also a huge accomplishment for me personally, as well as a leader. I'm not only doing this for myself, however, I'm also guiding and hopefully leading others to want to do the same if they aspire to do that. Additional opportunities during my analysis, I came across being open-minded. I am very open-minded when it comes to different opportunities coming my way. And that's actually a really good skill to have as a leader, because you never know what can happen or who you might meet during an interaction or during an opportunity. And And I also included social networking and connections under my opportunities. In the education field, there are a number of people who we encounter on a daily basis, and we won't really know what opportunities there are unless we really connect with these individuals. And finally, some threats that I've analyzed. Personally, I think that having a lack of experience or low experience in the field that I desire is a huge threat. But that is something that I can definitely learn to overcome over time and through experience. Another threat I mentioned was the up and coming generation. There are younger generations of individuals who are now going into the field, and it is a little more competitive when there are different set of eyes and ears available and willing to do the work. Another threat that I inquired was my social and personal life. I am, as I mentioned previously, I am first generation, therefore I am the oldest to 4 siblings, and in fact a role model to them. And they do still need me and take a lot of my personal time, but I also appreciate and enjoy having them in my life. Therefore, in a way, it is a threat, but it's also an opportunity. And moving forward to the next slide, where I talk about what an ideal leader is. To me, an ideal leader is someone who is courageous enough to believe in others. According to an inspirational author, Simon Sinek, what makes a great leader? Someone who has courage to believe in others, courage to make the right choices, the courage to overcome obstacles, and guide one another to advance a vision. Traits theory on leadership is a defining characteristic, quality, or enduring tendency of a person. Overall, an ideal leader is someone who has the ability to think systemically about organizations. Therefore, they are thinking about the big picture and about the big outcome. And overall, ideal leaders are people who see the potential in others. And a little quote from Simon Sinek, he quotes, "Leadership has to do with the responsibility to see those around us rise." Moving on, rating my leadership skills. Throughout the 8 couple of weeks, I have noticed growth in my leadership skills. Not only in my leadership skills, but also in my confidence as a person. And I think that is a very important skill and trait to have as a true leader. I think that ideal leaders adapt to change and problem solve well. In other words, we are looking for a leader that is someone that others look up to, someone that may be capable of handling, let's say, for example, things under pressure, or an angry customer, let's say. Therefore, I think that as a leader, I have a good understanding for how to interact with others and adapt to change. One of my personal strengths that I mention includes finding ways to provide better outcomes by being open to solutions and ideas. What I mean by that is that having an open mind as leader, you are allowing others to share their ideas with you without having fear of you turning them away or rejecting their idea. In my opinion, it takes openness and change to gain experience and confidence to act and think in a manner that will influence others. Having that vision of success and allowing others to become a part of that successful journey is your way of pushing them towards thinking outside of the box, thus thinking like a leader. And I think that it takes simply one person, one gesture, and one moment in time to influence what can be a group of others. Moving forward to my leadership growth. As I mentioned previously, I have definitely noticed growth in my leadership skills. And I noticed this because my skills are dependent on my daily experiences and personal traits. Therefore, these past 8 weeks were definitely an experience for me and a great opportunity for me to sharpen my leadership skills as well as take on new methods for how to be a better leader. I am aware that leaders do not fuel off of power. Rather, they are looking to inspire creativity and increase self-awareness in others. After all, leaders have global mindsets, which means that they get thrill off of influencing others. By that I mean that they fuel off of other people's successes. And it's more exciting when you see others grow and level up. And the reason I say that is because they are leveling up because you influence them to want to level up to that. And let's see here. So I've learned a lot about myself as an individual, and I've learned a lot about myself as a leader. And I think that those two things correlate and kind of feed off of one another. And moving forward to fill in the gaps, leaders understand their limitations and develop strategies such as professional development and task delegation. In other words, I know I have to learn how to allow other leaders to take charge and allow followers to take charge as well. I believe that followers are one step away from becoming leaders. They just need that one person to truly believe in them and kind of push them towards achieving that goal of becoming a leader. I plan on filling in the gaps between my current leadership skills and advancing them by being optimistic and working with others to push them towards wanting to do the same for themselves.